Hey, how's it going, everybody? It is Keith once again with Craps TX. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you don't mind, please hit that thumbs up that pushes the video out to the algorithm and hit that subscribe if you have not yet. Hit the bell for notifications. That way you'll be notified when another video comes out. Please, 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 please subscribe. I mean, all I ask really is that thumbs up. That helps. Doesn't even matter if you're subscribed or not. That just helps. Hit that thumbs up. But subscribe, because we're going to have some giveaways when we get to 1,000 subscribers, and I want to give those gifts to my subscribers. So you have to be one in order to receive a gift if you win. Make that clear. All right, today's strategy is going to be for a $15 table. I saw a version of it at a $10 table. I didn't go back and watch the original. I watched the improved version on Craps Crusaders. I believe the original version. Oh my God. The original version. Well, who was that? Eve, right? I don't know. Anyway, the original version was called the Double G. And then he just did an improvement. Not sure what he called the improvement, but I'll put his link to his channel down there. And also a link to the latest video that he showed on it. He did it, like I said, at the $10 level. We're going to do it at the $15 level. And it is a hybrid strategy, not necessarily a hybrid strategy, but it's a don't pass with the come. And yeah, kind of the way that it goes, it's almost like a seesaw or a roundabout. So I was kind of, not that I'm trying to change the world. I'm not. And I'm not trying to change, names of crap strategies or anything, but it's just what it feels like in the situation, like when I'm practicing them. And in this situation, it just felt like a roundabout or a seesaw. So let's just call it a seesaw. That's probably going to make for a better thumbnail anyway. So we'll call it the $15 seesaw, or just the seesaw. How about that? All right. Before we get into that, I would like to thank my two partners, which will be participating in that giveaway once we get to 1,000 subscribers. First of all, PokerChipMania.com. They are a small business. They carry everything you need to get a real casino feel at your home. They have clay chips, ceramic chips, casino-grade chips. They can do custom chips. They also have these striped dice chips that I use. And they have other casino type games. They have poker, blackjack, and roulette supplies. If you reach out to them, they're super responsive. They're easy to work with. They also are carrying the 19 millimeter dice. Again, limited colors, but ask them. They may be able to get the color that you want. They also have these chip racks, and then the storage cases that you need for those chip racks. I only have like a half a dozen, so I don't need a storage rack myself, but eventually I hope I will. Also, for my customers, they are offering a Craps TX10 10% discount if you use that code Craps TX10 at checkout on your entire order. So that is our buddies and partners over there at PokerChipMania.com. Please go check them out and upgrade your game room with some quality gear. Next up is Grip Mats. That is gripmats.etsy.com. They're the makers of this deluxe craps mat right here that I use. Also, they can customize some different things. I do have my logo down there in the corner. Again, I'm going to widen the table at some point so you'll be able to see it a little bit better. But they do work like that. Just wanted to let you know on that account. They also have some other casino type game mats such as poker, blackjack, and baccarat. They've got a huge lineup of theme designs and licensed product from Marvel, Star Wars, DC, Lord of the Rings, Dune, and Hero Quest. They also have some home games that you can ask for mats for: chess, checkers, backgammon. They also make some desk mats if you want just a really clean, nice desk. They have wood pattern mats. They can do custom shapes if you reach out to them. They also have travel and storage options for those mats so that you can keep them clean and green all the time. Not necessarily that they're green, but that's just a saying. The mats are also water resistant, super durable, spills beat up, and you can just wipe them clean with a microfiber cloth. They're also a small business. That's why we like to support them, and we're glad that they're supporting us. They run some rotating percentage off sales. Just click on the item that you're looking for. It'll show you right there if there is a discount. Sometimes it even shows it before you click on that picture. They're great about custom orders. Just reach out to them. That is grip mats, grip solo, gripmats.etsy.com. Quality mats that stay flat, grip the table, and hold up over time. Links for both of those companies will be down in the description below. And there's some other links too. I am an Amazon affiliate. Once again, I don't have anything down there yet, but by the time you watch this, I might. Plus, I have some other affiliate links down there that really helps the channel out since I am not monetized. Not that I'm trying to get monetized, but hey, it'd be cool if we were. We do thank our partners. They help supply some of this stuff out here. So that always helps the channel. And you guys just watching and hitting that thumbs up, that helps a ton. So we appreciate it. Let's get into today's strategy. Like I said, we're going to call it the seesaw because that's going to make for a good thumbnail. We're going to start out with $1,000. This is a $15 table. There's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and there's 100 in red there. That is 1,000. Honestly, you could probably start out with about 1,500 and you'd be doing good. We're going to go through 5 shooters. That's kind of why I have these orange chips out here. Well, slide. They're not sliding. There we go. 5 chips. We're going to go through 5 shooters. Unless it just happens to go super quick, then we may go through a few more. But I'm going to keep those right here on the C&E, and we'll just signify every time a shooter is done. All right, so there is our $1,000. Like I said, this is kind of a don't and then a come strategy. So we are going to start off $15 table. We're going to start off with $15 on the don't. Let's just kind of run through it real quick. We're going to start with $15 on the don't. Once a point is set, let's say it's a 6, we're going to do a $15 come bet. That travels to the 9. Our next come bet is going to be $20. We're going to go up in increments of 5. Let's say that travels to the 5. Our next come bet is going to be 25, and we're going to cap at 25. All right, let's say that goes to the 10. Well, right now you are super exposed. You have 25, 15, that's 40, plus another 20, that's 60, plus down here is 75. So for the next roll or two, until I hit one of these numbers, I'm going to throw a $150 no 4, or you can do a no 10, just depending on what side it's on. Kind of protect against that 7, because the 7 will wipe us out except for that $15 down there. You could actually run a little bit less. You could probably go down to 120, 125. And then after a hit or two of one of these numbers, then you can remove that. There's no laddering on the don't pass. The come bets, once we get to that 25 level, and I'll kind of show you, every time we hit one of these numbers, we're going to go up by a nickel, but only up to 25. Once we get to 25, we're going to go down to base level at 15. All right, so hopefully that is just excruciatingly confusing enough to where, you know what, I bet you I put some of that money back over there that was not mine. So let me just double check our money here real quick. There is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. No, I didn't. Okay, there's 1,000. All right. So we have our $1,000. We're going to start off, puck is off. We're going to start off with $15 on the don't pass. That always stays the same regardless. All right, the orange chips, again, don't mind those. Those are not bets. That is just to signify what shooter we're on. We're on shooter number 1. I'm only going to put the chip over once shooter number 1 is complete. Let's see. We'll just take that hard 10 right there, and we're looking for a point. Remember, we lose on the 7 and the 11. We hit on the 2 and the 3, and it's a push on the 12 when you're playing the don't pass on the come out roll. And there is a hard 4. That's a good number to have for the point. All right, so now we start with our first of 3 max come bets. All right, the first bet is 15 in the come bet. There is a 3 craps. All right, well, that does not help us on the come bet. That is like the pass line. You lose on the 2 and 3 and the 12. You win on the 7 and the 11. So we're going to have to give $15. I'm just going to give $15 to the dealer, and we'll go on like that. We're not going to ladder up or anything on that. This will hopefully all work out in the wash. And of course, we're just hitting all the good numbers right now, aren't we? There's a 3-1-4. That's going to travel to the 4. Point, or puck goes off. Point hit, so we lose the don't pass. Again, we don't ladder on the don't pass, so we just put another 15 out there. And we are waiting for a new point. Dice out. We're on the same shooter. There is a 5-1-6. 6 will be our new point. All right, we already have our $15 come bet. Our next come bet is going to be $20. We're just going to go up in increments of 5 up to $25 and a max of 4 come bets. There is a hard 10. All right, that's going to travel to the 10. Our third and final come bet is a quarter. So 15, 20, and 25. Plus we have 15 on the don't pass. It's going to get interesting here in a minute. Well, maybe. That's a good sign there. All right, so 4, that's actually right there. This will travel to the 4. This $15 will come down and get paid $15. What we're going to do is go up by a nickel on that. So we'll be racking $10. So that kind of throws a little bit of a wrench into the system, but it's still just kind of a variation of another strategy that I saw. All right, there's a hard 6. That's going to be our point. That $20 is going to travel to the 6. We're going to lose that 15 down there. We're going to replace it. And right now we are super vulnerable. So let's go ahead before we get our come out roll. We have 20. You're going to have to try to, if you're playing at a real craps table, you're really going to have to keep an eye on your chips. So we have 50 or 20, 40, 65, 75, and 80. So to cover that, we would need 160. Actually, we don't necessarily need 160. Well, yeah, we do because we're on a come out roll, so that would. So let's go ahead and put 160. We can do a no 4 or a no 10 for the come out roll at least. We'll do a no 10. All right, so we got 160 out there. We're coming out looking for a point. And there is a 3 craps. All right, we actually hit down there because we're on the come out roll. $15. That will go into our rack. We'll go ahead and leave that out there because we're still, the lay bet at least, we're still kind of super vulnerable. There is a 3-2-5. All right, 5 is going to be our point. At this point, you can kind of choose whether or not to leave that there. We do not have a hit yet, so I'd like to get 1 hit before I do anything like that, before I pull that lay bet down. If you want to move it to the 4, you can move it to the 4. We'll leave it at the 10. Might have been famous last words, but we'll leave it there. There is a hard 8. There's nothing there. There is a 6. All right, there is our hit. All right, so this is $20. That's coming down. That is going to get paid. We're going to say bump it up by a nickel. We'll rack 15. Dealer, pull my lay bet down. We are now not, super exposed with 4 bets, that are when we still have like these here. That's now 25. So let's go ahead and get a green chip out there and see if I can get that to travel, or if we can't hit some of these other numbers. All right, there's a hard 6, so that's going to travel. Now again, we are super exposed. Do you want to do a lay bet? There's 50. 70, 80, and 85. That would be what? 170? So you can really, if you want to do the full 170, you can. You don't necessarily have to. The puck is on, so if we get a 7, that is going to hit. So subtract that, that's 155. So let's go, sorry about that. 155, so what's half of that? 75, 80, so we can go 160. We'll do a 160, no 4. How about that? All right. Sorry, that's taken a while, but if you're at a live table, you're going to have a little time. You just need to pay attention. You're going to keep your head in the game. You should be keeping your head in the game at all times. Anyway, there's a 549. That is nothing. And there is a 2 craps. I don't believe that affects us at all because the puck is on. And there's a 527. Okay, so that, let's see, we're going to lose here. We're going to lose there. We're going to lose there. That is $70 we just lost, right? But we're going to hit down here, 15. And we're going to hit here, what is that, 150, 160. So we're going to hit 80. And then we're going to have to pay a VIG, $1 per 20. Now this is where it was a little confusing for me. We're hitting 80 because he was paying a VIG on the winnings, and I always thought you had to pay a VIG on the lay bet. We'll pay the VIG on the winnings for now, I did look it up, and I saw that it has been treated both ways. It just depends on the casino. So at 80, we're going to have to pay $4 in a vig. Here's a 5. We'll get $1 in change, and then we'll just rack all of this right here. And that is shooter number 1. So we'll move an orange chip just to signify that that shooter is over, and make as much noise as I can. We did one down here. We're going to keep our $15 don't pass bet out there. If you wanted to play a no craps bet, you could, on the come out. I mean, it's $15. It's up to you, whatever your tolerance level is. And we got $1,000 in the bank, so $15 shouldn't kill you. There is a 6, 4, 10. All right, so 10 will be our point. Now we go with our first lay bet, which is 15. You match the table minimum for your first lay bet. I'm sorry, for your first come bet. There is a 5, 1, 6. All right, that'll travel to the 6. Our next come bet is 20. All right, dice out. 6, 2, 8. So it kind of increasingly helps you against the 7 just in case it happens to come out. 6, 2, 8. So that's going to $20 is going to travel to the 8. Our next and final come bet is 25. Again, that helps just in case the bad number comes out. Dice out. There is a 2 craps. Well, it doesn't help against that because you lose on the 2, 3, and 12 there. So we will give a $25 chip and just leave that out there, basically replacing it. There's a 4, 3, 7. Now we do win on that. However, all right, so we win there. We lose here. We lose here. We win there. I'm going slowly because I'm just making sure that I've got everything correct. All right, yeah, so that is off. So yeah, there is 50 and whatever that is, 65 that we are putting back in our rack. Believe me, this is new to me. I kind of played it half a dozen times just to kind of go through it. That is shooter number 2. We will put another chip out there just to signify that and see if we can get through 5 shooters before we run out of time. There's a 5, 3, 8. We'll take that. All right, so we have our $15 don't pass. All right, we're looking for a point. There is a hard 8. 8 will be our point. And now we go with our first come bet, which will be $15, the table minimum. Dice out. Playing the seesaw. We're going up and down and up and down. There was a 6 that did roll. 6, 5, yo. We do win on that. That's like the pass line. So 7-11 pays $15. We will go up 1. That's where this is a little different. That's our seesaw. We're going up. Even though we haven't placed one yet, we're going to go ahead and go up because we did hit. We won 1. So there's a 5, 4, 9. That will travel to the 9. Now, at this point, you can either go up to 25 on your next bet, or you can do the second level bet, which is 20, and we'll just do that. We'll just go to 20 on our second come bet. Kind of matches that. I mean, that was a kind of its own deal because it won on its own on that yo 11. There is a 5, 3, 8. That will go right there. Point goes on, or puck goes off. That is point. We lose the $15 down there, and we will replace that with 15. And we're playing the seesaw. Thumbs up, by the way, please, and thank you. There is a hard 8. All right, so 8 is going to be our point. That's a good one for us. That's going to travel down. That is $20. So that is going to pay 20. And we're going to take a nickel, throw it on top, rack 15. That is immediately a quarter bet. So we will swap that out for a quarter. And we are, helps protect all of this out here. Dice out. 3, 1, 4. That will travel to the 4. Quarter is our max, so we'll just go one more bet at a quarter. And dice are out. And there is a 5, 2, 7. Okay, so we're semi-protected here. We're going to lose this here, but we'll win there. We're going to lose this here, but we'll win there. So that's 3. So we lost a nickel out of what was on the board, minus whatever we hit while everything was out. I don't know if we hit anything or not. But that was shooter number 3, I believe. We'll signify that with the orange chip. Puck goes off. And we will get our next don't pass bet out there for the seesaw for a $15 table. Dice out. light side, dark side. I mean, your come bets are kind of a light side bet, and well, they are. And then your don't pass is your dark side bet. There is a 6-2-8. 8 will be our point, and our first come bet is our table minimum of $15. All right, dice are out. Looking for that to travel, hopefully. There is a 5-4-9. I mean, even if the big red came out, you're still winning. Winning. 5-4-9, so that's going to travel there. Our next come bet, it goes up by a nickel. That's our seesaw. We're going up. Got to go up before you can come down, right? There is $20 on the come bet. Maximum of 3 come bets. And there's a 4-3-7. Okay, so this is kind of where it helps out a little bit. We're going to lose this. However, that 15 will pay down there on that 15. We have 20 on the come bet, and we win on that. So that is another $20. That will go off. I was kind of hoping to see a few more scenarios here. We got one more shooter to go, especially with these lay bets. There's one more orange chip. We'll just throw that over there to kind of signify that we are through 4 shooters. 21 minutes in, so yeah, I don't know if we'll get through any more shooters than 5. There is a 6-4-10. 10 will be our point, and then we go with our first table minimum come bet of $15. We're not playing any odds or anything like that on the come bets once they travel. I mean, they're always going to ask you. 6-2-8. All right, so that will travel to the 8. Our next come bet, we seesaw up. You can call it ladder if you want, but I mean, we do go up and down. There is $20 on our next come bet. It just felt so kind of, up and down to me. So like a seesaw, or I said round, around, around, roundabout. 5-3-8. All right, so there's $15 going to travel down. $20 is going to travel up. So we're just going to win 15. But since we did win, we're going to bump that by a nickel, and we'll rack $10. All right, we still are on our second of 3 come bets, but we're not going to get any more. That is a 4-3-7 out. We're going to lose this on here. We're going to win right there, so that's $20. We're going to win down there. That's $15. And that was our last shooter of 5, but we're at 22 minutes. Let's go one more. Even though the orange chips say we're at 5 shooters, we're going to go one more shooter just because we like to throw money away. We'll get the orange chips out of the way just so that they're not confusing anybody, even though they probably were up there anyway. There is the puck that is going off, playing the seesaw. If you think the roundabout is a better name, let me know down in the comments below. If you got another name that might be better, let me know in the comments below. We'll change it next time if we happen to improve it. Anyhow, anyway, there is a 4-1-5. I mean, this is like the 3rd or 4th improvement on somebody else's and somebody else's strategy. So 4-1-5. 5 is going to be our point. We put our first come bet out, which is our table minimum, $15. So you can see you can do this at any level. You just go up by 1 unit, 1 unit, 1 unit to a max of 3. And then you play your lay bet. Whenever you have all 3 come bets out here, you play your lay bet to cover. It's a 1-2, so you have to cover whatever your 1 is out here. Ice out. I'm sure that made no sense whatsoever. I'm still learning the game, and I'm 20 months in. There is a hard 8, so that is where that's going to go. Now we place our second come bet, which is going to be $20. We go up by 5. We're going to seesaw up, ladder up, I guess you could say. But see, laddering is like when you lose, This, we're not losing, we're just going up another level. So we're seesawing, coming from the down, going up. 5-4-9, that's going to travel there. And our third and final come bet is a quarter. We're going up by 1 more nickel. And there is a 3-1-4. Okay, so now is when we are exposed, except for this down here. So that's 15. Let's just say we're exposed up here. Let's cover these. That's 25, 35, 40. 50 and 60. So we'd go 120. Let's go 120 on a no 4 or no 10, whichever one you want to do. We'll go 120 on a no 4 just to kind of protect unless we can get one of these hit. If we can hit one of these numbers, the 4, 8, or 9, then we'll pull that lay bet down. There is a hard 6, nothing there. We had boxcars before that. And there is our 4-3-7. So there is our protection. All right. We're going to lose that 25. We're going to lose this. We're going to lose that. And we'll win the 15 down there. And then on our lay bet, 120, we're going to win 60 minus a $3 vig. So I don't have 3, there is 5. I'll get 2 and change. We'll put that away. And we'll put all this away, and then we'll count everything up and see where we're at on the seesaw, I guess is what I'm going to call it. I never pick a name sometimes when I do these variations. So it's like, kind of shoot from the hip, just what it feels like. I mean, I was going up and down, up and down, up and down when I was practicing this through 6 rounds of 5 shooters. So I went through 30 shooters before I filmed this to see if I could do it and if it was profitable. Was it profitable every time? No. Did I get wiped out? Almost. Did I win a lot sometimes? Yes, I did. Did I tread water and accumulate tier points, if I was at an actual casino? Yes, I did. All right, so let's get this out here and we'll color up. Again, thumbs up while you guys are waiting. That really appreciates. I appreciate it, but that really helps the channel get pushed out. Get out to some other eyes that want to see craps related material. All right, let's go ahead and color up. There's 5 red. There's another 5. I can't do the whole chip stack thing. There's another 5 and another 5. So there is a hundo. We know that right there. We'll go ahead and swap that out for a black chip. Make sure I get those chips out of the way and don't double count them like I have pulled 4 in the past. On our greens, we go 4 for 100. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. Do we have it? No, we don't. So we got 4 $100 chips coming our way from that. Get those out of the way. And there we go. Now let's see what we have here. We started out with 1,000. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Don't you know it? We're going to be right above that 1,000. So that is our starting bankroll, and this is going to be our profit. 75, 80, 1, 2, and 3. 1,083. Of course, that was 5 shooters. I mean, you're going to be at the table a little bit longer than that, hopefully. Well, not necessarily hopefully. I mean, if you make your 10%, 20%, 50%, whatever you're trying to make, get out, go to the cage, color up. Don't sit there and give it back to the casino. We're all here to take money from the casino and to cheer each other on at the craps table, regardless if you're playing the don't or the light side or the dark side. As you can see, that's kind of a hybrid strategy. So I'm playing for the light guy. I mean, I want my 5s and 6s and 8s and 9s and to hit. If I have those come bets up there. But at the same time, I'm protected just in case with that don't pass. Or if I'm fully exposed up here, I'm also protected with a don't 4 or a no 4 or a no 10. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. Again, Craps Crusader is the channel where I saw his variation or an improvement on a previous video's variation. And just watching his improvement video, I was like, well, maybe I could do something a little different. And I did. So let me know what you think. You can also email us right down here at crapstx@gmail.com. I do respond, and I thank you all for the messages, commenting on the video. That also helps. It's almost like a thumbs up because it shows that the video is active. You guys like the content you're seeing, and it'll push it out to other eyes that will see it as well. I watch a lot of other channels and support them. A lot of us, in the craps community, we have each other's back. And it's a fun community to be in. Also, I have a slots channel. It's the same way there. Everybody's rooting for each other. We're all trying to get money from the casino. We're not trying to leave money anywhere. So why would you root against anybody, regardless of what they're doing, even if it looks like it's wrong? You know what? Even if it's wrong, sometimes it just might be right. So cheer them on. Offer some constructive criticism. Don't offer critical criticism. Okay? That helps us all out. That goes with anything in life in general, unless something's really doing something blatantly wrong, obviously, illegal. You want to stop that if you can, or call the authorities. We're going off on a tangent here. I'm going to step down off the soapbox, and I'm going to say this is Craps TX, and we appreciate you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up before you leave. Subscribe if you have not yet. Hit that bell for notifications. That way you'll be notified when a new video comes out. You guys need any kind of supplies or anything for your home casino, please go check out our 2 sponsors, pokerchipmania.com prepmats.etsy.com, and they will set you up, and you can get some discounted merchandise. So links for all that's going to be down in the description below. Again, my name's Keith. I can't thank you guys enough for watching this. I really appreciate it. It's really humbling from the start that we had 15 months ago or so to be where we're at now, and just really kind of enjoy this whole community and enjoy our viewers as well. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you on the next one.